Who better than Emma Muscat, Southampton's social historian of Come Step Back in Time, to share what feast would be good if you want to join in the current vogue, which, it seems, is the 70s, they're coming back.
Some people will be filled with dread and others will be delighted. It will invoke memories of your childhood if you grew up in the 70s like me. So what we have here is a picnic, a retro-inspired picnic, taking elements from the 1960s food and 1970s food with a little bit of a modern twist.
Displayed here in a feast fit for a king are heart-shaped sandwiches in white bread, deviled eggs, cupcakes, kebabs, jelly, blancmange and iced strawberry jelly. So what is Emma's top tip to turn an ordinary picnic into a 70s creation?
One thing I would suggest is looking at the sandwiches. Using the cookie cutters or the biscuit cutters with the bread is a very simple thing to do, and children can help you do that as well. So you can have any shapes, a little simple heart cookie cutter, biscuit cutter, to create the sandwiches, or any shape that you want. And obviously any crusts, if you're worried about wastage, you can either blend them in a food processor and refreeze those breadcrumbs, and you've got ready breadcrumbs whenever you need them, or alternatively you could give them to the birds. And fillings, keeping it very simple, so ham, you can use potted pastes if you like those, and also prawns and some mayonnaise. So that would be very, very simple and very easy. On top of the sandwiches, although today it's quite warm, so I'm afraid the definition of the piping isn't brilliant, but what it is a mixture. It's the same mixture as I use for the deviled eggs, perfect picnic food as well, they travel very well. Is simply mayonnaise, a little bit of paprika, cayenne pepper, Tabasco, a little bit of Worcester sauce. You have to do it to taste. Don't put too much Worcester sauce in, because the more liquid you add to the mayonnaise, it's going to make it very difficult to pipe. So when you're happy with what's accompanying your mayonnaise, you can make your own mayonnaise if you want to. Put the mayonnaise into the piping bag and put the piping bag in the fridge and leave it in the fridge for an hour. So all that is piping on the top of the sandwiches with a little bit of flat leaf parsley, because we always over decorate everything in the 70s. Cupcakes, I know we think they're a modern invention. Of course they're not. They go back quite a few hundred years actually, cupcakes. If you wanted to turn that cupcake into pure 70s, just buy the chocolate vermicelli and sprinkle those on the top with a cherry on the top, and then you can even create your sponge with a little bit of depending on whether you've got children in your picnic party or not, a little bit of alcohol for the adults too.
But what about the kebabs? That's not how I remember them.
Have some fun, but if you want to make it absolutely 100% authentic, is if you take smaller skewers, perhaps the wooden skewers, barbecue skewers, take yourself a grapefruit and alternate chunks of cheddar cheese with pineapple chunks, and you can actually, pop them, skewer the grapefruit.
Indeed, classic 1970s. This is Shan Robins for Solent News Now.